Hello, we are Hannah and Georgia of 12 Scott Road Open House, which is part of the West Hove Arts Trail. We'd have usually opened this year, but obviously because of COVID, we decided to have a break from it and give this online only open house a go. So we've transformed Hannah's studio, which I work in as well, into a sort of a gallery space, and we're going to take you through it.
Yeah, this isn't something that is normally open as part of the open house, this studio, so we thought we'd take this opportunity to kind of show you this room, and it's kind of appropriate because this is where the press is, this is where we make our prints. So
Exactly.
yeah, we thought we'd do a little gallery here of our work and show some of the work that we would be showing to the public if we were doing a normal open house this year, but we kind of thought let's do this. It'll be fun.
Good chance to do something different because as you say, we'd never normally have this room open because it's upstairs in the house and it's normally mayhem with all our, we've had a really good tidy to do this, and it
doesn't normally look quite so tidy, and we don't normally have all this work up, but
so enjoy.
We're going to start with my work, and I'll just give you a little tour of this little exhibition here we've set up. So just behind press we've got, I thought I'd show a monoprint that I made earlier in the year. I don't normally do monoprinting, but I thought I'd give it a go, and it was really fun. Synthesizers has become a bit of a preoccupation of mine, and I thought it would be a cool monoprint idea. So yeah, and it's kind of large for monoprint, which is kind of fun. But yeah, mainly. Oh yeah, I should say this is a mixture of my work and George's work. We thought our work kind of complements each other quite well. So we thought rather than kind of you have this wall, I have that wall, we thought we'd mix everything. So I mainly do Linocut prints. Sometimes do woodcut prints. There's sort of a mixture of lots of different kinds of printmaking. Like sometimes I do screen prints. This is a screen print that I did at Ink Spot Press down the road. And yeah, I'm mainly generally what you'll see from me is Linocuts. Wimbledon Crowd version 2. I thought I'd do a new version of this print. It's an edition of 20, and it's a Linocut print, but it's also got cut out sheen collé pieces, so it's coloured tissue paper basically, to bring spots of colour into the print. So that's Wimbledon Crowd. And then we've got Airport over here, which is another small edition of 20, 2 block, 3 block Linocut print, and Film Club as well, that is also pretty new, edition of 10, very small edition, that one. And Roller Coaster at the bottom here. I think that's something like 6 blocks. Lots of colour crossovers going on there. This is a Walkman's print, which is another of my multi-block lino prints. And yeah, it's I think it's either 5 or 6 layers of carved lino blocks, so quite a complicated print, and it's kind of part of the series that started with cassette tapes B-side, cameras, synthesizers, So it's kind of like the next one on from that. Yeah, there's cameras there. So I do quite a lot of these multi-block lino prints, and there's one up here at the moment. I wasn't quite ready for this little show, but it will be one of the listings going up on the Artists Open Houses website, and it's of kayaks. There's still a couple of layers to go. Yeah, but there's lots of colour crossovers happening there. So I'm excited about listing that. Another new woodcut, a couple of new woodcut prints, roller disco, new this year, and snooze as well. Grumpy little cat. Synthesizers, another Linocut print, another multi-block. I think this was either 5 or 6 blocks, and it was shortlisted for the summer exhibition this year. Yeah, it's in a nice frame, very professional frame. Thank you, Thomas Rainsford, another excellent job. Yeah, so this is one of the biggest, most complicated lino cuts I've done. Definitely quite mad doing this. Lots of buttons. There's fluorescent ink for the LEDs and buttons up here, and in this one as well. Lots of fun using fluorescent ink. Yeah.
So this piece of work here is pretty much my favourite lino cut I've made to date. It was quite recent. I think I finished it about 6 months ago, or maybe 4 months ago, something like that. It's big. It's my biggest and my best, I think. And it's a 1-layer lino cut of a fire escape, one of my favourite subjects, in Tokyo, Japan, based on a photograph that a friend of mine took when he was visiting there. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it pops out, and yeah, it took a long time, but I'm really pleased with it. And much like Hannah's frame to the left, it's in a lovely bespoke frame. These are our two lovely big pieces that have had the lovely treatment of having nice frames. For me, because this is actually sold to someone. This one here that's in the frame. I've got more available, and then of course Hannah's getting shortlisted for the RA. It's always a nice excuse to put your stuff in a nice frame. Over here I have Eastbourne, another one that I'm pretty pleased with. This got into the Royal Academy Summer Exhibition last year, which was a huge achievement of mine. Yeah, again, fire escapes, one of my faves. And then here, this is my latest print. This is very fresh off the press. Printed it 2 days ago. It was touch dry today, so stuck it in a frame. This one's called Back Alley, and this one's called Back Street. I really like the backs of things. I like fire escapes. I like the backs of houses. I like finding beauty in things that most people don't notice. And then I've got my building stuff that's architecture inspired, and then I've got I love birds as well. So this is a screen print of 3 different types of finches, and then I've got well, that's a relatively recent lino cut I did of a hooded crow reduction print. So first layer was silver, second layer black. And then I've got this piece here, allotment, based on some leaves and trees and shadows up at an allotment that I visited. That's all my new work really. These 2 here I'm quite pleased with. These are a little older, but this was the first time I did a colour gradient with a print. I was really pleased with how that came out. So that's Falcon, and I've got another one with a nice fade here, my starling. To capture the iridescence of its feathers, I did a nice colour fade out of silver and green and yellow ochre. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. Thanks for looking.